Hello and welcome to Burning Questions March 1. It has been an error-riddled start to the show. I'm going to have to throw you in here, Cookie. You've stuffed us around for 15 minutes trying to get this this phone going. Anyway, all's well. How you going, my friend?
It was only 8 minutes, but I don't know if it was my fault or yours, Todd, but definitely someone to blame.
Yeah, anyway, we got there. That technology's not my strong point. I don't think it's yours either, Cookie, but hopefully you're going to have a big show. Jackie Barker joins us as well for the very first time. Jackie, you logged on. You were a bit late, but you did log on without any problems at all. Welcome to Burning Questions.
Thank you. It's not uncommon for me to be late, so it's nothing new.
And Andy Gath's already basically shown the two newbies here just to keep giving me stick, and that's basically how you go about Burning Questions.
Well, that's it. I think Cookie might regret that he's going to hear the further the show goes on. So
yeah,
probably revert back to how his phone was.
Let's get stuck right into it. Big show. We're going to look at Ararat, Melton and Menangle, and the first of our sponsors. Pride's Easy Feeds stand as a proud supporter of the harness racing industry with their set recipes and quality ingredients to give the trainer confidence in what they're feeding. So make the switch to Pride's and start getting the result you've been chasing. Tonight's is that Andy Gaff said goodbye, has he? You still there, my friend?
I'm here.
He is. Just get me worried there. Tonight's Pacing Cup at Ararat is hard to pick apart, so where should we throw the dart? Of course, race 6 on the card, the Ararat Advocate Ararat Pacing Cup. Jackie, you're driving Royal Speech here for Barry Finnis. We'll start with you. What do you think your winning chances are tonight?
Well, Cookie probably knows more about that than me, really, because he drove it at the Mount. But I think it went really good at the Mount. It loomed up like it was going to win round the turn and only just got beat against Hanging Fire, who I drove in the Maryborough Cup a little while ago now, but that was a much stronger field, and I thought it ran a good race. It was just out the back and didn't have any luck. So, yeah, going off that form line, he should run a really good race tonight if he backs up well from Tuesday. But yeah, Ararat being a leader's track, I think Dance Away, if it finds the front, it's going to be very hard to beat. Cookie's horse is obviously going super as well, but it's looking like it might have to come around the field, and that's going to make it a lot harder for it.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in the run, Jackie? Go back sort of horse and hope for a bit of speed?
Yeah, I don't think he's got a lot of early speed, so hopefully we can slot in somewhere, or worst case scenario, we'll have to go back to the end, and that's going to make things pretty hard. But if the speed's genuine, hopefully we'll get into it at some point.
Good stuff. We'll go to you now, Cookie. You're driving Springfield Affair. Been a really good horse in recent times and ran third in the Terrain Cup with a nice soft draw on the pegs. That's not the case this time. So are you thinking you're a good winning chance, or are you a bit like Jackie? Is it going to be difficult around the tight little Ararat track for you?
Yeah, it's going to be a really good race. Obviously, Dance Away will probably find the front, and it'll take a lot of chasing down. But Springfield Affair is absolutely flying, so put him into the race as early as we can and try and make a real race of it. And I reckon Dance Away's probably got it, but give him a real good crack, and we'll be running from a long way out.
Yeah, cool. Okay, good stuff there. Andy, I think we've talked about the Ararat Cup. From memory, recent years, there's been a bit of fireworks in this race. You've reminded me about a winning bet that you had on a certain horse that knocked me out of the quad. That was a speed-on affair, and I reckon, was it last year that Nathan Jack won the race? I can't remember the horse's name, but I reckon they went hell for leather early as well.
Yeah, I think he perfect stride, and when they sort of slacken off, he came around and got the lead. So it's a pretty even race. So you think there's going to be a little bit of speed early. Obviously, Dance Away with the advantage of the barrier draw, I think it's the one to beat. If it doesn't lead, there's a little bit of trouble. Cookie's horse is absolutely flying, Springfield Affair. Big drop down in class, from the Terrain Cup to this race, but obviously the barrier draw's not in his favour. So it's going to be a pretty competitive race, but if I have to have a pick, I'll probably stick with Dance Away.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in Dance Away's corner. I think she opened up about 450 and might start favourite. But, tricky race. Going to be a great one. That's at 9:03 p.m. tonight. The second of our sponsors, combining the power of results and horse sectionals with Sulky app, you now have access to gate speed, swooper, ability and behaviour ratings. Never miss a trainer, driver or gear change again. Sulky app is a form guide revolution. The Trotters feature is stacked with chances, but who is most likely to boost our finances? I'm not sure chances and finances rhyme, Cookie, but I had a go at it. That is race 5 on the card, and you're driving Kiang Zena. What's your confidence levels tonight?
Yeah, fairly confident. I think she'll find the front, and that'll mean the world to her. She'll hopefully be able to dictate the race a bit, and probably one of the other favourites will come and sit parked, and when that happens, we'll have to get racing and make a real race of it. But I reckon she's a good chance from the draw, and the way she steps, she should find the front and hard to beat.
Good push there. Jackie, you're driving Double Helix. Knowing his general racing pattern, you might have something to say about who finds the front.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting race, I think. A lot will come down to what happens early and who does find the front, I think. That's going to be a big game changer. And being a standing start, it's a lot of variables at play. But also the one off the 10-metre mark that Puppet's driving gets into it really well. It's a fairly high-rated horse and only has the 10-metre handicap. So if there is a lot of speed on early and we're all sort of wanting that front position, it's going to bring it into the race.
What's your feel? I haven't got the form in front of me, Jackie, but Double Helix made a mistake last start, did he?
Yeah, he did. He's probably not as reliable as he was before, just until you get to that first turn. So I've got to keep that in mind and make sure I keep trotting. But he does usually step better away from out wide, and he has had a little freshen up after the Hamilton Cup run, which was a bit disappointing. So I expect him to run a really good race tonight, and it'll just depend where we find ourselves in the run.
Yeah, good stuff. Hey, just a quick one before we go to Andy. What's it like driving a tight little track like Ararat? Have you got we'll start with you, Cookie. What is there any tricks, or obviously you want to be out in front if you can, but is Ararat a little bit different to other tracks?
It is. It's obviously you want to be in the top 3 or 4, and if they do go slow, especially over a mile or 2200, and then you've got to make up, the last 500 out 3 wide, it's very hard to win, and it's a big advantage being on the fence or being in the first 3 or 4.
You have the same opinion, Jackie? Any tricks? You don't have to give them all away, but is there something about Ararat that you've always got to keep in mind when you head there?
Yeah, definitely. Ararat's probably one of the hardest tracks, I think, to get the trotters around. It's generally a little bit looser than some of the others, and you got to be a bit more careful when you're heading into those corners. So that can also bring a few of them undone. But yeah, Cookie's right. You want to be up the front if you can, and if they do go slow, and you're out the back, it's really hard to make ground. So tempo related and position is pretty critical at these little tracks. But yeah, also making sure your trot is going to be pretty big, I think, in the Trotters Cup.
Yeah, good insight. Andy, what's your record on Ararat Cup? Have you won it before, the Trotters?
Not sure. No, I've
Probably.
won the Bucks about 3 or 4 times, but I'm not sure about the Trotters.
You've won plenty of trot races, though, it's fair to say. What are your thoughts here? I went through the field, and if you asked me to put a line through one horse that couldn't win, I'd still be pretty nervous because I reckon they can all win if things pan out.
No, I give them all hope, and actually give Sangreal a really good each way hope. I just think it'd be first horse to the pegs, and it's probably going to get the run of the race. Probably a little bit touch out of form, but it just loves the standing park conditions and loves the half-mile tracks. Unfortunately, Jackie just beat me at Echuca when I was on it at the big odds, Double Helix, so I haven't forgiven her for that. But yeah, I think Kai Valley Hotspur is probably the main horse that can make his own luck. The others probably need to get a nice run in transit, but yeah, we won and lost early this race. Just depends where they all settle.
Yeah, I do like what you said, Jackie. I mean, you look at the ratings points: 96 for Kai Valley Hotspur, and the next best is 78, and he's only got 10 metres to make up. Going to be a great race. My initial thoughts was maybe something small each way, Blue Comb, and he actually beat Kai Valley Hotspur home, same handicap conditions at Terang. But look, there's not much in it. Mercenary's going when he does everything right, he's a good horse. But can you trust him? Probably not. So, going to be a great race. That's the first leg of the quaddie, 8:33 p.m. tonight. I'll be down there. I've already got the suit and everything sorted out. So, looking forward to chatting to you, Jackie, and Cookie, if you can get a winner on the card. The third sponsor is Logical Staffing Solutions. They provide labour hire and recruitment services to the transport, warehousing, automotive and manufacturing industries. The logical solution for your staffing needs. Fighties is going great. So at Melton, will he be the punter's mate? We're looking at Melton on Saturday night. We're looking at race 5 on the card. Fighties drawn outside back row for Matty Craven. But we might start with you, Andy. You've got Whiskey Cavalier drawn gate 1. You're going to be one of the outsiders, I would guess, in this race. First of all, thoughts on your horse's chances, and then is it Fighty's race? Do you think he's the hardest horse to beat?
Yeah, I think Fighty's is definitely the hardest horse to beat. All his runs this time in have been terrific. Not sure any horse in this race could have done what he done in the Terrain Cup. So obviously he's not a one-trick pony. His first couple of runs he came off speed, so he can make his own luck. Whiskey Cavalier, probably just big step up in class for him, but I decided to go this race because I knew he was going to draw barrier 1 and never drawn barrier 1 the whole time he's been in Australia. He's always had back row draws. So he'll be highly competitive. Probably going to get crossed early by low captain, and depends what it does, how far back the pegs he gets. But is a good place chance. But I think Fighty's is definitely the one to beat.
Yeah, we'll hold you to last, Jackie. Cookie, you haven't got to drive in this race, but I'm sure you know plenty about all these horses, in particular Fighty's. I really like him as a horse. Great to see him back at the races and stringing a few runs together. Are you in his camp here, or is there something else you're seeing in race 5 at Melton?
100% in Fighty's camp. Matty Craven's done a great job getting him back racing, and I reckon he's well and truly a class above most of the other horses in this race. And I reckon he'll get a nice run following through on the back of the 2, and he can drive the tempo. I reckon he'll be one of the best bets tonight.
Yeah, we might be seeing things similar later on when we get to the best bets, Cookie. Jackie, I'm sure you've got something to say about this. You haven't got the great draw, sadly. So what? You team up with gate 7. What are your thoughts? Obviously you think you're a winning chance. Your horse never runs a bad race, but it's going to be difficult for you.
Yeah. Obviously Fight is definitely the horse to beat in that race. It's flying, and it showed it's a lot more versatile than I really thought it was in the Terrain Cup. But So What is absolutely flying at the moment as well. I don't think the team could get her going any better. She never really has a good draw, so that's nothing new. And the smaller field will help too. We won't settle as far back as what we have in other races, so I think that brings her into it a little bit more as well. But yeah, she never runs a bad race, so I'm sure she'll be there somewhere at the finish.
Yeah, I'm in Fighty's camp, but it's going to be a great race. That's first leg of the quaddie, Melton, Saturday night, 8:39 p.m. Let's head to Sydney for the final burning questions question. The Miracle Mile qualifiers are a treat, but who are the horses to beat? We're talking about races 5 and 6 at Menangle on Saturday night. If you run top 2, you get through to the Miracle Mile. Obviously, Andy Gath, you won the Miracle Mile last year with Catch a Wave. You didn't take this path. You decided there was other ways to get through. But look, there's a lot of Victorians here. Rock and Roll Do, Ladies in Red, Beyond Delight, and Max Delight in the first heat. And we've got Mac Dan, Curly James, Better Eclipse, and that is it in the second heat. So plenty of Victorian chances. Who do you like in the 2 big qualifiers on Saturday night?
Yeah, I think the Victorians can win both heats. Obviously, I think Rock and Roll Do and Ladies in Red both have the barrier draw to be fighting out the finish in that. I know she's first up, Ladies in Red, but her trials have been really good. She's had 30 starts, 24 wins in 6 seconds, so always runs top 2. She's a quality mare, won over $1 million, and I know Hot and Treacherous is favourite, but I'm yet to see him do anything special in Grimo's stable. I know he's been well back, and he's got really good gate speed, but I'm prepared to risk him. I'd be happy to be on Ladies in Red in the first heat. And in the second one, I think probably Better Eclipse. I think he's the class horse in it. Hi, my name is Jeff, probably going to lead, but he hasn't been up against a horse like Better Eclipse before, so I think the Victorians can win both heats.
Yeah, okay, interesting. I like your thoughts in the first one. Not sure I agree on the second, but you've got me a couple of times over the journey. Cookie, what are your thoughts here? Cracking races. Yeah, give us your thoughts.
First heat, I thought Emma Stewart, she wouldn't be going up there if she didn't think Ladies in Red was ready to win this race. So I reckon she'll go up there and run a cracking race. And also, I thought that the other qualifier would be Grimson's Hot and Treacherous. I thought it was super over the trip last start, not 2 starts ago, and back over the mile tonight. Got great gate speed, and I reckon it can win or run top 2 for sure. And then in the second qualifier, hi, my name is Jeff. He's been set for this race, I reckon, by Jason Grimson, and he'll run a cracker. He's very quick off the arm, and he runs a low 26 last quarter, and catch him, you've got to be good to catch him. And also in the second qualifier, I thought Firefox was absolutely flying for Seaton Grimmer. And I thought if it got a nice run, tempo was on, I thought he could fly home and steal second.
Good stuff. We've had a push for a few here. Jackie, have you got anything else from left field for us?
No, I tend to agree with the other guys. I think the Vics have got a really strong chance in both heats, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them winning both of them. But yeah, Ladies in Red, I've chased her home heaps of times, and she always finds a way to get it done, or if she doesn't get it done, she's always there. So I think she's a really strong chance, and like the others said, they wouldn't be going up there if they didn't think that they could win. So I'd be surprised if she doesn't qualify. And then in the other heat, it's a little bit harder. I reckon the barrier draws don't make it look so easy, but Better Clips is definitely a top quality horse. And if he gets the better run, I think he'll be winning as well.
Okay. I'm surprised no one said Mac Down. He's finally got a good gate. He's got good gate speed. It wasn't too impressive against your horse, Andy, on Friday last week?
Oh, it was a bit of a walking race, a little bit hard to tell. So yeah. So no, obviously he's a winning hope. He's a quality horse, and he's got the barrier draw. But I think Judder's a little bit better than him.
Catch your wave form's pretty ordinary form, really, isn't it? If you're only beating him by a few metres,
That's it.
Really.
Yeah.
Why would you worry? For those that haven't tuned in, how is Tex, by the way, before we get to the best bets?
Yeah, no, he's good. He started work yesterday and jogged 5 laps and jogged the full way today. So he'll fast work again early next week, and we'll find a race for him somewhere. Might be $1 million race, but I'll find a cheaper race somewhere in Melton.
Good stuff. They're the 4 burning questions. Best bets time. Cookie, I reckon we might be seeing it the same way here. I'll go to you first. What's your best bet anywhere in the country this weekend?
Yeah, I can tell you're looking at 5Ds for Matty Craven, but I was sort of tossing up between 2, and I reckon I'll put the pressure on myself and tip Kiang Zena tonight. Okay,
good stuff. Kiang Zena for Cookie. You're going to get it out of the way Friday, which is interesting. Jackie, this is where you really make your name in harness racing. A winner on burning questions. Kate Gath almost got one home at double figures last week, but what are you doing this week for us?
Oh, yeah, well, it's not double figures, and I'm probably the worst tipster ever. So I'm probably going to jinx myself here, but I thought Radius was really, really good at Geelong. Last week, it wasn't really run to suit him. And the way it looks like this race is going to be run this week, it does look like it's going to be run to suit him. He'll be on the pegs and hopefully 3 back. And if they do go absolutely mental, like that horse looks like it can do, I think he'll be running home really strong at the finish. Yeah,
good stuff. Race 7, number 8 at Melton. He's been one of my favourites for a long time, Jackie, so I better have something on because I don't want to miss out if good old Radius gets the result. Andy, your best bet? What are you doing on anywhere across the country?
Yeah, last week I tipped one of mine and let myself down and the punters down and the owners down. Pretty ordinary. So this week I'll take the pressure off myself and tip someone else's horse. And I think it's in race 2 at Melton, Duffy Hollow. Going with my father-in-law's horse, so he can stop all the pressure. But I think it's a big drop down in class, and I just think he worked really good during the week. I think he'd be pretty hard to beat.
Good stuff. Yeah, well, you've kept it in the family anyway, so the stable's under pressure at least anyway. Good stuff. Duffy Hollow for Andy. And you are right, Cookie. I am with Fighties. Race 5, number 9, Fighties. I was, like you guys, I was impressed that he could show that he could do a bit of work. I thought he was really good at terrain. Not sure how many horses would have been still fighting out the finish. And small field suits him better. I think he'll just have too much speed for these. So I think he'll be winning. So $2.60 on the suggested odds by Craig Rail. That'll do me. Race 5, number 9, Fighties. Hey, guys, great show. That's March 1, burning questions out of the way. Jackie, I hope you enjoyed your debut and you'll happily come on again at some stage.
Yeah, no, it was good. Thanks for having me on.
We'll see you at Ararat tonight. Cookie, well done, son, and I'll see you there as well.
Thanks, Toc. See you there. Thank you.
Good man. And Andy Gath, you've just done it again, mate. Another great show from you.
Yeah, and you won't see me at Ararat, but good luck to everyone competing there. Good luck to the club. They're a great club.
Yeah, exactly. Good stuff. I'll be at Ararat tonight. Let's get all my work out of the way and we'll get down there. That's been Burning Questions. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.